Plant one sunflower plant, you can have a lifetime supply.
Hi guys, Determined Gardener here. I am here with my neighbor Mary, and she grows these beautiful, huge sunflowers, but she doesn't cut them down, and there's a reason for it, right, Mary?
Yes.
They are gorgeous, Mary.
Oh, thank you. Now they're a little bit past its prime. Usually like the end of July to early or middle of August, they'll bloom with these beautiful yellow petals on the side, kind of like big bird yellow. And they're immediately food for all kinds of wildlife, specifically honeybees and bumblebees. They love the sunflower, so you'll see them even sleeping in them sometimes overnight.
Wow.
Yeah, and as the flower becomes fully pollinated, they become, you see these little sunflowers form from there. You see that in there?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this would be the time to pick it off, and you could actually roast it to be sunflower seeds you eat. You could save the seeds for next year. And what I learned recently is right in the middle over here is almost like a husk, kind of like artichokes, where you could actually eat the little fibers on the inside if you like. I tend to leave them out all fall because as the weather gets colder, there will be, and food becomes a little more scarce for the birds and the squirrels. They become a source of food for the wildlife over the winter. Now in the summertime, these are great if you have a garden, because if you want to, natural way to deter pests, these attract the predatory and insects and birds like wasps and yellow jackets and bees, and they do, scare away the gnats and all those smaller pests in your garden. They also attract pollinators, so you have a bee here for the sunflower, they'll say, oh, let me take a look at your other flowers such as your oregano or your tomatoes, and they'll help pollinate all those parts of your garden as well.
What would you tell somebody like if they wanted to harvest their seeds, right?
Yeah, they're annual flowers, so you could just you literally would just like cut the head. You could just break it off, and you could save some of the seeds yourself. A lot of times I'll leave them here, and you see these seeds that fall down here?
Yeah, I see them. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the seeds right there.
Yeah, those are the seeds right there. A lot of the birds will come and eat them, but there are always a few seeds that get away from the birds and the squirrels, and they'll plant themselves actually. So in the spring, sometimes I'll even get sunflowers that rebloom on their own. These are not perennials that naturally come back every year. These seeds have to be planted every year to grow a sunflower plant every year, but sometimes these seeds will fall down. Maybe the squirrels will bury one for later in the winter and forget about it, and it'll come back as another sunflower plant.
Yeah. So what would you tell people that want to grow something like this? What are some of the tips that they should know?
I'd say be persistent, like plant more seeds than flowers. A lot of times you'll plant them into the ground, and the birds will come by or squirrels will come by and eat them. But if you see in a single plant you have thousands, so you don't have to worry about running out of seeds at all. Another method is you could also germinate them inside. A very simple way is to just put it on a moist paper towel. Put it in a Ziploc bag and in a dark, cool place. You could start them usually in the middle of April, and usually by the middle of May or the end of June, they'll germinate and they'll grow into little plants. And once the roots and leaves start blooming, you could just transplant them outside.
I mean, how big is the head, and how long have you been doing this?
Oh, I try to plant them annually. Yeah, they're about the diameter of a dinner plate, maybe about a foot across. This one is about 6 feet tall. They could be as tall as almost 8 feet if in the right conditions. These are the mammoth sunflowers. There's generally two common types, the mammoth and the common sunflower, that don't produce the edible seeds. I like these giant mammoths because they're just fun.
Well, guys, Mary tells me that once they die back, she does something special, right?
Yeah, you could. Once they're not these pretty green leaves anymore, they'll turn brown. But they make good Halloween decorations because they almost look like in the dark, the spooky plants and everything, a little foreboding. You throw some spider webs on it, and adds to the vibe.
What kind of tips would you give someone who wants to grow something this big, Mary?
Just keep trying. Just throw down all those seeds and don't let anything stop you. It's really, I would love to brag that I have a green thumb about it, but they just really just grow on their own, and just persistence. Don't get discouraged, because sometimes, I've got to be honest, you'll plant a bunch of seeds, there'll be random things like either squirrels will eat them, or birds, or kids will play and knock them down by accident. But it's you throw a few down, like 4. I think I started the spring with like 4 plants, and like 2 of them made it into adulthood, and that's still a win for me. I've been gardening on and off all my life. As a kid, I would just like plant little seeds in the garden, just drop literally for anything, like an apple seed or like orange seeds, and into little pots, and put in the sun and water every day. And it's just a lot of fun to do. For children, it's a great enriching activity to teach them about the plant life cycle and where their food comes from. It's just been a rewarding process. What's great about our block is that it's south facing, so if you plant plants that love the sun, like tomatoes or squash, they will do very well in the sunlight, because being south facing, it gets the most sun throughout the day without any shade or blocking of the sunlight. So especially herbs do extremely well in full sun. I have the oregano here that I must have planted this at least, I'd say 7 years ago.
Is that the oregano?
Yeah, these are the oregano. These are the flowers.
Okay.
The leaves here are what gets picked and put in salad dressings.
So these are the flowers, and this is the oregano.
Yes, and they're kind of, the way they grow is they're almost like tubers. Like how peppermint is, the roots will go across and spread out. So over the fall, I'll cut them down and shape it up. But they make great ground cover. So that's what I use it for mostly, and it's been very resilient. After every winter, they just pop right back. So this is one of my favorites. Other herbs like the rosemary and the thyme. This year I tried Thai basil, and it's actually pretty good. It has more of a licorice type of flavor, as opposed to the sweet basil, which is pretty common in like Italian cooking, like pizzerias and stuff like that.
Yeah. Guys, I'm so excited. Mary's gonna give me some seeds.
Yeah, what happens is, like, as the fall goes on, the squirrels will come by. They'll nibble on the sides here and start breaking the seeds off. Let's see if I can break it with my hands, if I need some more tools. I think I could break them off from the side here.
There's a great thing about this is if your neighbor is kind enough, like Mary, to give you sunflower seeds, you don't have to pay for it. You can get free sunflower seeds, because these sunflower heads carry thousands and thousands of seeds.
Yeah, look at this bounty.
Oh my God, it's surely a bounty.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So just ask your neighbor if they're willing to share, and they may give you some free sunflower seeds.
More than willing. Look at this bounty. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And these are the giant ones, right?
Yeah, these are gonna grow about 6, maybe even 8 feet tall.
Oh my God.
Just water them and they grow themselves. They don't even need very rich soil at all. You can have the sandiest, unfertilized soil, and they will grow.
And I store it, right, in a cool, dry place, right?
Cool, dry place all winter. They kind of like vampires. They like the dark, cool, and dry.
Okay, good, perfect. And how deep do I bury them?
When you plant them, you just plant them about, between 2 to 4 inches in the ground.
Okay.
Like if you're just planting them as seeds, I'd say probably about 1 inch in the ground.
Okay.
But if they're already plants, you can give them about 2 to 4 inches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, guys. Take a look. I got giant sunflower seeds for next spring. I'm so excited. So guys, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. It was great looking at Mary's garden and her beautiful sunflowers. How gorgeous were they? If you want to check out more of Mary's garden, she happens to have a YouTube channel and it's called
The M Phoenix 5.
Okay, great. Again?
M Phoenix 5.
Yeah, so check out her channel. And here in the Northeast, gardening season is not over. We have a couple of more months, so we are definitely going to garden and make the best of it. Thanks so much for joining me here on my channel. Don't forget to hit that sub button, like it, and share it with your family and friends. Until next time, guys, happy gardening.
Happy gardening.